Okay, what I wanted to do here was make a little video for you health conscious folks. Now I'm going to make a salad here with natural plants. I'm going to show you that here. We got some of this wide leaf plantain. I picked this in my backyard. It only took me a few minutes. We got wide leaf plantain. We've got lamb's quarters. And all this stuff just grows out in the yard, in the garden. I got some of this narrow leaf plantain. I got some clover flowers. Some 3-leaf clover. I believe this is called red clover. Okay, and you can see that. And I got some dandelion greens. Just common dandelions, grow out in the yard. And I'm going to make a fresh, healthy salad with all this. Now first I'm going to rinse this. Okay, before I get started on my salad, I'm going to make a little wine vinaigrette, which I happen to like. Whoop, very much. Okay, take my little bottle here, put a little bit of homemade raspberry wine. Little apple cider vinegar. Whoop, a little too much. We need to have room for the olive oil. Well, maybe there's sufficient room. We'll see. Just won't have much oil in there. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Now what I like to do with this clover is I like to pull the leaves apart. Some of them. Some of them I'll leave whole, 3 leaves together, and some of them I like to pull them apart so it just kind of mixes a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of this apart, put it in my salad bowl here. Some of these are pretty good size, so pulling them apart ain't going to hurt anything. There's one of my flowers, my clover flowers. There's some plantain. I like to remove these little stems off of there. They're a little hard on my teeth. Okay, put the plantain in there. Now, to me, this stuff by itself is a little bitter. Just slightly on the bitter side. So what I do to sweeten up my salads, my natural salads, is I'll add some sweet garden vegetables. I'll get some kale. Now, I personally like my kale in there as well. So I'll go ahead and break this up a little finer too. To me, kale is really good. And it's good for you, I know that. And I do add sweet lettuce, regular head lettuce. I add vegetables in here to sweeten this up a little. Now, head lettuce by itself doesn't have, it has very little nutrition, but it does sweeten up the salad. Another thing that I like to do is take some of my bigger dandelion greens. I like to pick the big ones because they're more like lettuce to me. And some of the plantain too. And I like to chop them up. Cut them up a little smaller. So I got a little more of it in my salad. And again, I don't like the stems. So I have a tendency to remove the bottom of the stem. Get these dandelion greens, put them in there. More clover. Some of this wide plantain. More of it, I should say. Now here's a big leaf of plantain. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to remove that stem and I'm going to chop this up because it's large, and the larger plants tend to be more bitter. So I'll go ahead and mix that in. Now I like my salad a little on the Italian side, so I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese in there. I'm going to go ahead and put more of his vegetables in there. First I'm going to add a little bit of garden lettuce, head lettuce. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and chop up a little lettuce here to add in there. Again, there's not much nutrition in this head lettuce. It's sweet and tasty. This is just to sweeten it up. I like to chop mine up kind of fine. Break all this down. Okay, we're going to add some of this lettuce in here. Add a little more later on. Now I'm going to cut up some garden tomato. That I really like. Like my garden tomato. Okay. Got a little, I like my tomato nice and ripe. Got a little spot here. So I'll just go ahead and remove that. Dispose of it. And I'm going to go ahead and add that layer. A little more. Here it is. I'm going to add some green pepper from the garden to sweeten it up. I'm just going to go ahead and add that in my salad. Now I'm going to put some more yard plants in there. Go back to the little dandelions, plantain. I want to get my lamb's quarters in there. I didn't put too much lamb's quarters in there, but I'm going to put it in now. Okay, I've added another layer of these yard weeds, we might call them. Doing a little time lapse here to keep you folks from getting bored to death. I'm going to add another little more kale on top of that. Now I'm going to put some black olives and some green olives stuffed with feta cheese. As I said before, I like mine on the Italian side. I'm going to add a little cheddar cheese. A little cucumber. Again, I like to stretch my stuff, so I chop it a little small. I like to quarter these slices. I'm going to add another layer of tomato. We've got our layer of tomato. We're going to get her a little more Italian-y going here. I'm going to put some mozzarella cheese in there. I like cheese. I like a little bit of everything in my salad, along with the garden weeds. There we go. A little more lettuce. Again, it's sweet, just to sweeten it up. Some more dandelion greens and weeds from the yard. Okay, I'm going to put some more Parmesan on mine, because like I said, I like mine quite a bit on the Italian side. A little more cucumber, a little more green pepper to go back to the sweet side again. Now I tend to like a little protein in my salad. I like a little meat in my salad. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up this rotisserie chicken breast. I like to cut it up in small pieces. Okay, here we have a rather large salad with both garden vegetables and yard weeds. Like I said, I like mine Italian-y, so I'm going to add Italian dressing in. And I'm going to rinse that and cap that off with my wine vinaigrette. Just kind of break that Italian down in there. There you got it. Now I'm going to enjoy.